Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Doctor Who and Autism series. Today I'm joined my friend Elliot, and we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who and that. So Elliot, thank you for joining me today.
It's all right, mate. Happy to be here.
Yeah, because I know we both like Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Yeah,
recently just into it.
yeah, like you said that like before, like you watched I think one of Tom Baker's episodes, was it?
Yeah, I watched Genesis of the Daleks.
What was that like? Was it any good?
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know watching. I know you keep saying to me you should watch the old ones, so I never do. Yeah, but it's it's Tom Baker. Like, have you watched lots of his episodes then?
I think I've only watched two. I've watched one today and I watched another one, but that was years and years ago.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, because he's kind of, I guess, the what he's kind of one of the favorite doctors, like from like old Doctor Who, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, he's the most iconic, I think.
yeah, because he done it. I think out all the doctors, he done it the longest.
Yeah, he did like 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. Like nowadays, you only get about three series as you out of 5 years, but normally about three seasons.
Pretty much, apart from like Eccleston and Tennant.
Yeah. Yeah, Eccleston only done about season.
Yeah, one season really.
He was good though. I did like Eccleston.
Yeah, it was. It was an interesting take. Like a lot darker.
Yeah, yeah. I think you remember the episode Dalek when he was just him and that Dalek in the room.
Yeah, just the two last surviving members of like their race.
Yeah, that I like that episode.
I liked it as well. Like it brought out the worst in him, and then the Daleks, like the more compassionate one.
Yeah, yeah. And then later in the episode, he realizes that they're not all bad because I guess that Dalek turned out to be a bit good towards the end.
It was questioning morality, and I think because obviously Rose touched it, it obviously like had emotion, which was like a rare thing for Daleks.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was Peter, not Peter Capaldi. C Christopher Eccleston's favorite like episode he done too.
Really?
Yeah, because like he went to those events that people can go to see him. Like I've never been to one of them, but I saw a video where he said that his opinion will probably change every time someone asked him what his favorite episode was. But
Mm.
he said that his favorite was that one.
Oh, I can see why, to be honest.
Yeah, like you can literally scream as much as you can to it. Yeah. Um, but there's not many of Crystal Eccleston's episodes I didn't like.
Yeah, started off quite strong.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. I guess I didn't like the episode where when they click their fingers and they see inside. It was almost like another eye. Like
Oh,
yeah. I didn't really like that one.
yeah, I think I know which one you mean, like Satellite 5.
Yeah, yeah. It's Saturday Night Five. And the reason I didn't like it when I was younger is because I was asking like family, if I click my fingers, is that covered to me too? Yeah, I was like that when I was younger, like thinking like it
Oh,
was happening.
oh my God. Just had that effect on you.
Yeah, and what it wasn't just that. That was only the start. Um, and then the next one would have been, the girl on the fireplace where um the clockwork monster was underneath the bed.
Yeah, with Tennant.
Yeah, returning this like probably his third or fourth episode. Um, I like that one though. That one is probably one of my favourites now.
Yeah, I like that one.
Um, it's one of my favourites because I don't know. I just like the music and I like the kind of story of the episode.
Yeah, it's quite different to most of the other episodes, really.
Yeah, and I think the historic episodes are the best ones. Yeah, so yeah, like the historic episodes are kind of the best ones, aren't
But I mean, what other ones were historic during the earlier seasons?
they? What ones is there? You've got the Gun the Fireplace one. Oh yeah, you've got the Bumblebee one. Remember? Um, the Wasp, not the Bumblebee, the Wasp. Agatha Christie one.
Yeah, I know what one you mean. I didn't see it that much. Trying to think who it was with. Like,
It was Donna.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was Donna, and that was a good one. What other ones is there? I guess like the Empty Child episodes, with the mask. They were good.
That was yeah, with Captain Jack Harkness introduced.
Yeah. Um, you think of it, like he actually had more episodes with not Peter Capaldi again, Christopher Eccleston than
Yeah,
David Tennant.
pretty much.
And you can't when you watch it, you don't really think of it because I guess David Tennant has a more connection to Captain Jack, I think.
Yeah, because later seasons he was fighting more
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was more included, like especially with the episode with the Master and the episode with the Dalek. So like he had more of like an input.
yeah. He was good in those episodes. Um, but I liked like it was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but um, in a way, kind of Rose helped him to not die, so he can kind of go along in Doctor Who forever if he wanted.
Yeah, in the end of was it Parting of Ways?
Yeah, yeah, that was it.
Is that what gave him the ability not to die?
Yeah, like when Rose was stopping the Dalek, well made people die and made people be alive. That
Yeah.
that was kind of how Rose did that, and then that's why they called it like the Bad Wolf.
Yeah, I always wondered. I was wondering, did he get that power because of Rose, or did he naturally have it?
Um, no, I think it was all because of Rose. Um, Rose kind of granted that to him. Because if not, I don't think that wouldn't have happened. Um,
Hmm.
and he kind of, I don't think we kind of fully understood that at the end because he got left. Um, but it's good they did that. Kind of.
Yeah,
I think it was series 3. Yeah, 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 I think it might have been series 3. Then he came back into it.
it is. He had like a 2 year, 3 year absent, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. And then he did briefly come back with Jodie, but that wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Um, but would you say, do you have like um any like a doctor that you kind of like the most, or do you just like them all?
I mostly like Eccleston and Tennant.
Yeah,
I've seen brief episodes of the older Doctors, and they're quite interesting.
yeah, yeah. I would like to watch the first ever episode.
With William
Oh,
Hartnell,
yeah,
I've not seen any of his.
I would. I never have I, but I would like to watch one.
That'll be interesting, but it'll be in black and white. That's the only downfall.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I guess it's not that bad. It's in black and white. At least you get to hear what they're doing, but it's just like the technology wouldn't have been as good as it is now.
Nah, for 60s.
Yeah, because the place box like was black. It looked black, of course, in back then, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting what they're doing because I feared for it, like the show, and before they brought back Russell T Davies.
Yeah.
Because the views have gone really downhill and not everyone has watched it. Probably for a couple of years now. So, and then they've got Dave Tennant and Catherine Tate coming back for next year. So that's quite good.
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
And also interesting to see who else will come along.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, would you? I know you haven't watched like Jodie, but
No.
would you watch um the last episode to see if David Tennant, because there's rumors, is David Tennant going to be regenerating, or is it going to be the new one like Shooty Gatwa? Like, would you watch that just to see what happens? Regeneration.
Possibly. I mean, they've obviously brought back Russell T Davies, and when he done quite a few of the episodes, like Doomsday, I thought they were like that was like the highest it was, like potential wise. So I
Yeah,
think if you're bringing back someone who made it work in the first place, and you've brought back some of the cast, then I am quite interested because they've obviously realised the ratings have gone down. No one cares anymore. But now that they've obviously announced Tennant and some of the old cast coming back, then it's obviously going to spark interest.
yeah. But I agree because like since that was like the prime era of Doctor Who, really, like
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But like I think you've got Ace, you've got Tegan, like in Jodie Whittaker's last episode. So and it's an hour and a half long. It is. So it's going to be interesting. I just hope it's good because Jodie Whittaker is a good actor, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It is.
But like a Doctor Who, I haven't been probably this excited for like since like when you're younger, like watching David Tennant growing up.
It's not the same, really.
No, it's not the same, but like I think that's why they're trying to. I think now is a good time, like for the 60th and all that, to bring back whoever you want. Um,
Pretty
I,
much.
I don't think there's a limit, but I say after that, like when you got the new Doctor doing his series, um, like Shooty Gatwa and that, I think that's the time to stop. Maybe bringing back companions. Maybe look to the future where you can just start a new kind of era of Doctor Who where you've got memorable companions and episodes.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's all well and good going back all the time. I know Doctor Who's good for like history and that, but they do need to go to the future as well.
Yeah, that's an interesting take on it as well.
Yeah, because like of course like people are going to get excited about Captain Jack coming back and that, but they have to be doing it right. Like you know, remember Kate Stewart with like Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. She was you might recognise the Brigadier. You know who the Brigadier is?
No.
She was an old Doctor. Like so basically, she was this with Matt. She was basically in a few episodes with Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi. She was kind of the leader of unit. Um,
Oh yeah.
and basically she was in charge with it in Matt and Peter Capaldi's episodes. But she came back for a Jodie Whittaker episode, and she's going to be in the last episode as well. But it's almost like her whole personality changed because
Oh.
back then she was like, I'm in charge in that. But with Jodie, she's like sort of step back saying, if you need me, I'm here. And didn't really have an opinion on, of course, the last time the Doctor was a man, but now she's a female and didn't really have anything to say. So it
Oh.
was a bit strange.
Yeah.
But I think what I would like to see is just it's been doing like having more Doctor Who on, but just making sure like the episode before maybe rushing, take your time. Do you think?
Yeah. That's what I think. Like, figure out what works well. Make it. I'd say make it interesting. Like, focus on action as well. That's what I liked originally about it.
Yeah. We like. Would you like to see with like the new Doctor, like Shooty, um, when he does his series? Would you like to see him not have a companion maybe for the first few episodes?
I don't really mind. Like, I am willing to watch his episodes if I like the 60th.
Yeah,
Well, I'd actually give it a chance.
yeah. So would you watch? Because of course, like you've got David Tennant and Catherine Tate doing a few specials. So you'll be watching. Are you going to watch them?
Which ones?
The ones with David Tennant and Catherine Tate in.
Oh, the 60th.
Yeah, yeah, for 60th.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the 60th, but to be fair, I will take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yeah. It either can go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, but you got Wilfred there as well, so uh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, his last episode of Doctor Who before he died.
Yeah, it's gonna be sad, but also exciting to watch.
Yeah, Wilfred was quite a touching character, I think.
Yeah, although he wasn't in many episodes, but it's like we said about Captain Jack. Like Captain Jack has a really good touch to Doctor Who, but so does Wilfred, and Wilfred was kind of the granddad of Doctor
He was.
Who. Yeah, It's- I I was shocked, when I heard the news.
I know, it's sad.
Like I've never really been sad about maybe like an actor that's not a family member.
Mm.
Um, and I was like, I woke up and I get all these announcements and messages saying that he'd passed, and I'm thinking, what? He doesn't. I didn't think he was going to be yet.
No, but I'm glad they actually made a decision to add him into the 60th.
Yeah, it's good they've done it when they've done it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
because yeah,
but there'll definitely be some like um there'll definitely be something about him at the end of it, like when it finishes, like in memory of.
yeah, yeah. Not Doctor Who related, but didn't they do that? When like in Marvel, when that person
Stanley.
yeah, yeah, yes, Stan Lee is what when he passed, did they do that the same for him?
I'm pretty sure they did something. It might have been like the beginning of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Hmm. Yeah, because he's in a couple of films.
He was.
He makes his own appearance.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but yeah, I think that'll happen. I don't think there'll be a funeral in the episode.
Mm.
Um, um, it wouldn't make sense for sci-fi really. Um,
Mm.
but what I do want to see, Elliot, is him on his telescope in the film.
Yeah. Looking out for a TARDIS.
Yeah, that'll be a good ending. Like, like I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't know how the episode's with him is gonna end. But if like the Doctor is in the TARDIS, like David Tennant's Doctor and Donna, and then they they kind of say goodbye, and then Watford just waves.
Yeah.
Um, but I wonder if they are gonna say in the episode that he did pass. Like in the actual scenes, I know that he won't be there, but maybe they heard news on the phone or something.
Mm.
Um, it will,
I
that
don't
that'll be interesting.
know. It was.
But what I want to see is I I I, I just want to see like because I think Wilfred's in a wheelchair, isn't he, in the episode?
Is he?
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair.
No. Makes
Um,
sense.
it's gonna be interesting to see what he does, like what lines he's got. Because I imagine there's only a few.
Mm.
It's not
Prob-
gonna be a lot.
No, might be like a couple scenes here and there.
Yeah, I would like to see flashbacks, to like series 4 or something.
Yeah, when Donna was there.
Yeah, because I think we will probably get that because like it's going to be interesting how Donna's got her memories back.
I mean, I reckon David Tennant's doctor will be the one that was in the parallel Earth.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because like with both episodes, like the one where they all came together in like the final one with Tennant and the one with Doomsday, it was done by Russell T Davies, and I think because it's happening again, and it's going to have the same cast, I reckon the parallel Earths will play out in it.
Yeah. So you think it's that the Metacross doctor who went into the other Palora?
Because if you see some of the behind the scenes pictures, he's got blue and red, which was like the signature color.
Yeah, yeah, and um, he does look a bit different, like seeing the pictures of what he's wearing. But it would make sense. But because do you know in Journey's End where like there was all on that beach together, right? And they had the Metacross Doctor, the 10th Doctor, Rose and Donna
Yeah,
all on the beach, and there was a scene cut out.
was
Uh,
there?
yeah, there was a scene cut out where the 10th Doctor was going to give the Metachrysler Doctor a piece of his TARDIS to grow his own.
Oh wow,
And that was cut out.
damn.
So and I saw an interview a few months ago that Russell T Davies said, we shouldn't have cut this out. It's going to bite me in the tongue that we've cut this out because it would have been really good. And he said, who knows, we might go back to this in the future. So that leads me to believe, if that is the Metachrysler Doctor, that he's grew his own TARDIS
Yeah,
and he's got his own TARDIS thing going everywhere. But the only thing that gets me that if that is the Metachrysler Doctor, is Rose Tyler going to be in it?
I hope so.
Um,
Like
yeah,
she's the original companion. Like she was like she's been there since day one.
he has, and like you kind of think if that is the Metachrysler Doctor, no, because you know that there's a character called Yasmin Finney who's going to, I believe, is going to be playing Donna's daughter, and the character is actually called Rose. So that's one for who that character could be, or she could just be a Rose from a different other universe, maybe.
Could be.
Um, because
Reckon
so, yeah.
also, I reckon the way they would come back is they'd obviously like have a different version of those yellow discs they had.
Yeah, yeah. Like I do think that I think Jodie will probably keep her TARDIS. Maybe for the 60th, possibly. If David is going to be them, like Jodie's going to David because um I'm not sure what TARDIS it would go into, but but yeah, I would like that, because I think that they only tell us what we want to know. I think like
And
if Rose is in there, I think they will keep that really under wraps
mm,
until we actually see it on screen.
yeah, because there's only just been like pictures on set here and there.
Yeah, because they do lots behind closed doors, don't they?
I mean, I reckon she might be in it because obviously the actress recently done that photo shoot with Christopher Eccleston, so I think that might be like a hint or like promoting it, if you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I don't think Crystal Eccleston will have any involvement in the stick gift though. Um,
Mm.
I think he's doing like like an audio thing, but yeah, he said it. He don't want to come back.
Yeah, and he didn't really agree with the BBC, I don't think.
No, but he did say actually, if any doctor he wanted to work with, it would be the new one. Should you get one?
Really?
Yeah, like he got asked if you ever did want to work with someone. Not that he would, but he would like to work with the new one because it's good. Like they're giving good vibes off the new Doctor Who.
That's all right then.
But what I would like to see is like because I think like Karen Gillan put something up recently, like on like Instagram story that I saw, and she said that I'm recording something, but it's not like a film or anything. It's something different. So that could be believed that she may be on Doctor Who set. Um, I can't see like I know Matt Smith at the moment. Well, he's doing like House of Dragons, isn't he? He's been a busy man, like off Doctor Who.
And he obviously done Morbius very
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, yeah, and he done that before Morbius. That I can't remember what it's called. But he did like I think it was at Christmas time last year. He played this like villain as well. Um, he loves playing villains for some reason, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Morbius he was a villain.
Oh,
In
was it?
Yeah, in House of Dragons, he's a villain,
Yeah.
and then in that other person, um, I think I was saying he's a villain there. So off Doctor Who, he likes playing the villain. Um, but I can see that happening. Matt Smith, I know it had to been announced, and I understand why because they don't want to do too much.
Yeah.
I think that if anything, that will get more announcements more next year, or after Jodie's last episode.
When's it coming out?
I There's no set date or anything for it, but I believe it will come out in October, like the Jodie last episode.
2023.
No, Jodie's last episode will be this year, but 60th will be next.
Oh, I've got a year to wait then.
Yeah, like, we haven't got that long. Like phase being for the 60th. Because I think different parts in the year it will be like a yearly thing. Like maybe different doctors come back. I don't know. They either do that or it will just be a David Tennant centered story with Doctor O'Donnell.
Do
Um,
you reckon it will be in cinemas like the previous one was?
I think it will. Like, did did you go watch it in the cinema when it was last? Not
No,
50th.
I watched it at home.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't see any point going to cinema. Because people could just go to cheer. It was like the Spider-Man, wasn't it? Like people, I like to watch Doctor Who like when I hear nothing, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so I think Jodie's episode might even be in the cinema. Um, because it's like it's called the Centenary Special, which is very confusing for people because that they call it that because it's the 100th anniversary of the BBC, not Doctor Who. Um, and that's why they've called it that. Because Doctor Who was one of the first programs to be released on the BBC, I think. Um,
Yeah. Run quite a long way.
yeah. Um, but like with the 60th, it'll be like probably beginning of next year. I even believe it might be a festive special because Jodie finishes in October, and then you think, is there going to be like a Christmassy New Year type? Do you prefer it if it is at Christmas,
I,
Doctor Who?
I I don't really know. I keep trying to think which ones are and aren't. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, I think with some of the Christmas ones, they're just normal episodes, aren't they?
yeah. Sometimes they relate to Christmas, sometimes they don't. Um, but sometimes they don't. Like for Jodie, it got like the whole schedule got moved. Like there was always they changed it for Christmas to New Year's, and
Oh.
Doctor Who wasn't on a Saturday; it was on a Sunday.
Oh.
Um, and I guess that linked into autism a little bit because you have a kind of a schedule that you're used to, and they changed the whole lot.
Yeah, exactly. I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
maybe it has something to do with COVID.
maybe, maybe. But Jodie did start before COVID times. Um, I think she might have done at least a series before COVID. Um, but yeah, I would prefer it on Saturday, like and Christmas, because um like if you're opening new presents or something, you can watch Doctor Who. Um, I always remember watching the End of Time, you know, when David Tennant left those the two parts, um, which were really good. Um,
Oh,
yeah, it was quite sad though, seeing David Tennant go.
yeah, it was
Yeah. It's almost like you actually felt like him actually leaving.
literally.
Yeah, but it's going to be very exciting, Elliot, next year.
It is.
Yeah. And are you going to continue watching like Tom Baker's episodes then?
Potentially, I just randomly saw it and I thought it was quite decent. I think I might just shift towards like episodes, like what I find interesting.
Yeah, yeah, because that's not in black and white, so that's all right. But yeah, I should watch the old Doctor Who really,
One
but
I, one I'd recommend is Remembrance of the Daleks.
is that a Tom Baker one as well?
It's a Festa McCoy.
I was
I
listening.
think it was a 25th anniversary one they did.
All right.
It was really interesting. It was like a Dalek civil war.
Oh. um.
And
Yeah.
had this really cool Dalek or like special weapons Dalek.
I know they did. I know they've done a Five Doctor story. I think before.
Yeah, Peter Davison and the people before him.
Yeah. That that was interesting, man. Um.
Yeah, did that. They done the Three Doctors and then they done one called the Two Doctors with Colin Baker and Patrick Troughton.
All right. I know. I know. You remember when in a David Tennant episode it was like the Doomsday story where the Daleks will be against the Cybermen.
Yeah, that one.
And in a way that's why I'm looking forward to Jodie's episode because you've got Daleks and Cybermen in it. So I want them to have like a conversation together again, like before.
Yeah.
Because literally, I love that. Um, I like when like other monsters are in the episode and they just interrogate each other.
That is brilliant. I think another thing I liked was like obviously when the Daleks rejected the Cybermen, I think the thing I found actually quite funny and clever was when they just randomly just sided with the humans.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
Um, because um, I think the Cybermen was trying to offer like a peace between them, weren't they? Um,
Something like that. They
um,
knew they weren't
yeah,
gonna win, so they just sided with them and obviously battled. But because they obviously had the advantage with better weaponry, that's probably why they sided with them.
yeah, because they said that they could have an alliance. They requested like an alliance, and then the Daleks were saying, we don't need an alliance. We can do it on ourselves. And then because of course the Daleks are more stronger, um,
Yeah.
but I guess in a way they only had about a few Daleks. So if the Cybermen were clever enough, they could have took them out. But um, they can only do like two hits, can't they? The Cybermen, and then they have to recharge. With the Dalek, they can do multiple.
Hmm.
That is that's interesting. I like seeing that kind of stuff.
So,
Yeah. But last few things at it. Do you have a favourite monster in Doctor Who?
I'd probably have to say dialects.
Daleks?
Like, when I've watched the classic Doctor Who's, I've been like, when I've had to decide to, I've just been more drawn to the Dalek episodes.
Okay.
Like, my very first classic one was Resurrection of the Daleks with Peter Davison.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they like my yeah, the Daleks are really good, aren't they? Um like the Daleks I think have a contract with like the BBC like that they have to have like to be in like every series.
Good.
Um which even they've done it really clever because like in a Peter Capaldi episode, um I think it was with Bill where they had a Dalek just one there and then gone because they don't. I love seeing the Daleks, but I don't like seeing them like all the time because like I like to see other monsters too. Um,
Like, even if it's just an appearance, I think
yeah,
if I didn't have the Daleks in it, it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't draw as much attention.
yeah, Yeah, because like that little clip, they went somewhere, and then they saw a Dalek, and that's it. Like, but with every festive special Jodie Whittaker's had, there's been a Dalek. Um, but that's kind of how they've done it. Like in the series, that there was no Dalek, and then come the festive specials, there is. I don't mind it though. I just would like to see more new ones. But I think Russell T Davies will do, because I think he wants to bring back the Slovene.
Oh,
Yeah, I would like to see the Slovene.
have they been in any new ones at all? Like, I don't have they?
Last time they was in Doctor Who was with Christopher Eccleston in
Yeah,
his series, but if you count the Sarah Jane Adventures, they were in the Sarah Jane Adventures.
yeah. I tried to watch that the other day, but I couldn't get that up on like BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, I don't think it's on BBC iPlayer anymore.
Oh,
I'm not sure where it is. Um, I know lots of old like Doctor Who's on BritBox, so I don't know if it's on there. Um,
mm. BritBox is mostly for Americans to watch things like what we've got, what because obviously they can't get it over there.
yeah, yeah. Well, do you think Doctor Who would be good on Disney Plus?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, if Doctor Who went on there.
If Marvel brought them, if Disney brought it,
Yeah. Well, not brought it, just like had another streaming service. So Doctor Who was on there, but Russell T Davies still writ it. The BBC still own the rights. It's just on there for another streaming service for people to watch it who can't.
potentially, because I think the only reason I use BBC iPlayer was just to watch Doctor Who. It was to watch I mean it was to watch I'm trying to think what it was called. Is it called Our Country?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
it was like a little comedy thing.
yeah, because Disney Plus is known for like sideshows, isn't it? Um, because what they could do with Doctor Who, what they kind of do a little bit with Marvel, so you could have like phase one, phase two, phase three, phase four, like different sideshows. So you could have a Metachrysler Rose story or a Donna and the Doctor story, like so little stuff like that they could do.
Yeah, but I mean that would actually be interesting. They kind of done that. So they had Torchwood, they had Sarah Jane, and did they have anything else?
They had something called Class, but they only did like a series, didn't really work out.
Oh,
But I think they need to do more kind of that stuff. Um, they could easily bring Torchwood back, well, even with a new cast. Um,
I've never really seen it properly.
Um, I never watched it growing up, but I did watch it like during lockdown.
Did you?
Yeah, it was okay. It was pretty cool, but I'm glad I didn't watch it when I was growing up, because I guess you might have through nightmares and come of the stories that they do. um, but I think it worked along with when Captain Jack was in it in Doctor Who, like out of series three, maybe series four kind of time. Um,
What streaming service was Torchwood on? So I know
it was on
Sarah
BBC iPlayer.
was it just exclusively on there, not aired like Doctor Who and Sarah Jane Adventures?
Like when it was actually airing, Sarah Jane would have been on, I think, CBBC.
It
Um,
was. I remember
um,
watching it.
Yeah, it was on CBBC, and then Torchwood. I'm not sure where it was on when it was actually on, but I believe it would have been on BBC One. Um, but yeah, I remember watching it as well, Sarah Jane, and then I kind of watched, I think, all over again. Um, I did.
Yeah, yeah, I wanted to try and watch it, but I couldn't get access to it, so I just have to like watch it online somewhere.
Yeah, because like you had Matt Smith on there, and you had David Tennant on there.
I
Sarah
remember.
Jane. Um, I don't think they appeared in Torchwood. No, I don't think they did. But Martha appeared in Torchwood.
Yeah, that makes sense because she was part of unit and she went off with Captain Jack in the end.
Yeah. And then in Class, that series that only had one series, Peter Capaldi made an appearance in that one.
Oh, that's right. So it was more recent.
Yeah. That was more recent, but he only made a brief appearance. Um, but yeah, I'd like to see more of that kind of stuff like coming into it. So we have our series throughout the year, but you only normally have one series a year. And then you have these different side shows, but they have to be worked. They have to be really good, because like you can have one maybe. It'd be cool because I think not copying what Marvel do, but just making Doctor Who your own universe. Because I think that's what the way forward is. I think for the show.
I agree.
Because like it's all well and good having this series each year, but to keep people hooked to it, which I think would help viewers for Jodie's era in a way, like having a sideshow as such to Doctor Who. Don't have to have the Doctor in it, but just companions that have gone off or something.
Exactly.
Just keep people hooked. But before we go, Elliot, because it's been great speaking to you about Doctor Who and autism. Because we both have autism, so that's pretty cool. Is there a quote in Doctor Who that you kind of relate to?
I'm trying to think. Not one that I can think of, no.
Is there a line that you like then? Like, is there a favourite, like, something that someone says?
Allonsy, Allonsy, that's the one I was trying to think.
Allonsy.
That's quite ironic. Iconic.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while to actually realise that's what it stood for. Yeah, he uses it so much, and it's a great line at Allonsy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. But well, thanks, Elliot. It's been great speaking to you about Doctor Who, autism, and the future.
You too, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Elliot.
Thank you, mate.